Welcome to another jewelry making video brought to you by KeepsakeCrafts.net and Fancy That Art Jewelry Etsy shop. Today I'm going to show you how to use one of the cuff bracelet links that you'll find in the Fancy That Art Jewelry Etsy shop to make a bracelet. Now in previous videos I've shown you how to use 3 of these cuff bracelet links to put together to make a bracelet. This is the steampunk design. And then also I have shown you how to use these to make just a simple bracelet. Today I'm going to show you how to use just one cuff bracelet link. You can buy 1 or 3 or however many you like. So I thought I'd show you a nice design just using one. These are 1 inch wide and 1.5 inches long, and they have 2 holes drilled in the short ends so that you could string them onto your jewelry. So to make this bracelet you will need 2 4 3/4 inch pieces of chunky chain. I love this double chain. Make sure that when you cut it that you have an odd number of links. You'll see why later. You'll also need 4 10mm jump rings, 2 8mm jump rings, a lobster clasp, and an assortment of beads that go with your cuff bracelet link. It can be as many or as few as you like. It's nice to use an odd number, and they certainly don't have to be symmetrical, but you can do that. You'll also need head pins for each of your beads, although these frosted teardrops are top drilled, so I will be using wire to wrap those. So the first step is to wire wrap your beads. Let me move these out of the way so you can see a little more clearly. So slide one of your beads onto a head pin. Grasp the head pin just where the bead comes out, just where the wire comes out of the bead, and bend it at a 90-degree angle. Just like that. Then go ahead and grab a hold of that wire right at the bend with a pair of round nose pliers. Start wrapping a loop. That'll be about as far as you can get. Reposition your round nose pliers and finish your loop. Now while you still have that loop in the round nose pliers, you can wrap it around that remaining bit of wire that was sticking up from the bead. I do this for 2 reasons, and then you just trim off the excess. One reason is security. Obviously there's no split in that wire, so the bead, you're not going to lose your bead. And also, it's decorative. I like the way it looks. Now that little bit of wire end, after we trimmed off the excess, I'm just going to straighten out my loop. Maybe take a minute to shape it a little more nicely. And then I'm going to continue to hold on to that with my round nose pliers and use chain nose pliers just to flatten that end in. You don't want anything sharp. It's going to make this uncomfortable to wear. Okay. So let me show you how to wrap a top drill bead while I'm here. It's very much the same. You just start out a little differently. You slide your bead onto the wire. This is 22 gauge wire, by the way. Leave, not even a 1/2 inch really, you don't need even that much at the top, and bend both wires up so that they're perpendicular to the hole of the bead, just like that, so it makes a U shape. And one reason I like this 22 gauge wire is I can manipulate it with my fingers around a teardrop shaped bead. I just squeeze, kind of use my fingernail a little, and get a triangle shape there, so that now the wires are next to each other and running perpendicular to the hole in the bead. Now this little shortest one you're going to trim that down to almost nothing, but not quite. So leave like maybe a 1/16 of an inch, really. You know, it seems like nothing to wrap onto, but you'll be surprised. If you make it any longer than that, it just seems humongously long. The rest of the wrapping goes very similarly to the way we wrapped with the head pin. Go ahead and grab that right at the bend with your chain nose pliers, and then bend that wire at a 90-degree angle. Then take your round nose pliers, put them right in that bend, start a loop, reposition your pliers, finish the loop, and now with the rest of your wire, you can just start wrapping down that space. And for teardrop beads, I like to go all the way down to where the wire comes out of the bead, and then kind of go back up in a sort of messy manner and tuck that end in. So you're going to repeat that, wire wrapping all of your beads for the dangles that will go next to your cuff bracelet link. So I've gone ahead and wire wrapped all my little beads for my dangles, and now it's time to put everything together. So start by taking one of these nice big 10mm jump rings and open it up, and you can open these with your fingers, and go ahead and slide it through one of the holes in your bracelet link. Now with the bracelet link top facing you, go ahead and slide on 2 or 3 of your bead dangles to the part that's coming out the top. And then go ahead and slide on one end of one of your pieces of chain and close it up, making sure that it's nice and secure. Okay. Next, open up another jump ring and repeat on the other side, sliding on your remaining 2 or 3 bead dangles. Again, putting the dangles on the jump ring section that is coming out of the top of your bracelet cuff link. Then slide on, keeping it all straight so it's not twisted. Slide on the other end of your chain and go ahead and close up this jump ring. And I'm using my fingers because I can, but there's a lot of stuff in the way. Go ahead and use your chain nose pliers if you need to. So let me explain. We put the dangles on the top so that they would show instead of being on the underside. And the reason that we made sure our chain had an odd number of links is because the way we're using it, it's folded in half. And that way we'll have one link at the end, and that's where we'll attach our clasp. So go ahead and repeat on the other side. So we've added all our dangles and our bracelet chain, and the final thing to do is kind of stretch out your chain and identify those very center links, because those will actually end up being the ends of your bracelet. And then you can just on one side pop on an 8mm jump ring. On the other side, put on an 8mm jump ring and a lobster clasp. And like I said, these jump rings are great because you can use your fingers, but if you need to, go ahead and use tools. And there you have it. A very cool, interesting bracelet using just one of the cuff bracelet links from the Fancy That Art Jewelry Etsy shop. You can also use other things. You can often find at craft stores large pendants that have holes on each side, and you could use those as the center of a bracelet. So have some fun and be creative with this idea. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to check out keepsakecrafts.net for more crafting and jewelry ideas and inspiration. And check out the Fancy That Art Jewelry Etsy shop for these links and other interesting jewelry and components. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.